Are honored and privileged to be here for this game tonight, and it's going to be a great one, Evan.
Oh, I can't wait. We saw two great matchups on Wednesday night. Both these teams in close, tight battles, physical, and we know today's going to be physical as well. Looking forward to seeing what the tweaks and adjustments are from the first time they met, which we'll talk about throughout. But either way, it's going to be a great matchup. I'm really looking forward to it.
These two teams met back on February 7th at Lima Central Catholic. The T-Birds come away with a 53-50 victory. They led at 11 at halftime, 7 at the end of the third, pushed that lead back to 11. A late run by Crestview just couldn't get it done. Our pregame, let's roll into that. It is sponsored by Army's Auto Wrecking. Army's Auto Wrecking is paying cash for your junk cars and trucks. Call Army's at 419-225-1896. Let's take a look at the bracket and how these two teams got here. Crestview defeated Lincolnview in the sectional final, and then on Wednesday night, they came away with a 42-37 hard-fought victory over NWC fellow foe and co-champion of the NWC, Columbus Grove. The Lima Central Catholic Thunderbirds, they defeated Ada in overtime, 45-42, and then on Wednesday night, they defeated the Bluffton Pirates 70-56 to come to this game here Friday night at 7 o'clock at Little Mecca. That's our bracket, and now let's roll into our starters for both squads. For the Crestview Knights, who will be the visitors on our scoreboard, they will start 2 seniors and 3 juniors. Number 0, 6-foot junior guard Hayden Parrott. He is the third leading scorer for the Knights at 9.9 points per game. Braxton Leith, a 6-foot junior guard, averages 5.5. Liam Putman, number 5, the 6'3 junior forward, averages 4 points per game. The 2 seniors then on the Crestview roster. Tommy Hefner, the 6'1 senior guard, averages 10.5. Good for second leading scorer on the squad. And then the leading scorer on this Crestview squad, 6'6" senior, number 33, and back-to-back player of the year in the Northwest Conference, Ren Sheets. He comes in leading his club at 16.2 points per game. For the Lima Central Catholic T-Birds, they will start Jordan Pretty. He is also a first team selection in the Northwest Conference, leads the Thunderbirds at 21 points per game. The 6'1 junior guard. Jeff Williams, the third leading scorer at 10 points per game, is a 5'4" sophomore. Brady Parker also will start for the T-Birds. He averages 7.4 points per game. Number 2, a 6'3" sophomore. And then Matt Quatman, the 5'11" senior guard, comes in averaging 1.1 points per game, but he offers a lot of intangibles. And then number 11, 6'4" junior forward, Drew Peaster, averages 5 points per game. Those are our starters for tonight. Now, Evan, let's take a look at Crestview. Again, the number 2 seed in this district. They had a hard-fought victory over Grove, 42-37. Did a lot of things right, but one of the things that Coach Etzler's got to correct in tonight's battle is that they had 21 turnovers.
They did. They had a lot of turnovers. They were pressured quite a bit, and at times they struggled to handle that pressure. I think one thing they can do is just slow down a little bit, just a couple reversals. I feel like they kind of rushed the ball through the defense on Wednesday. So if they can just slow down a little bit, I think they'll be good. And then you look at a potential key to the game for Crestview, right? They need to slow this LCC team down. This Lima Central Catholic T-Bird squad has a lot of athletes. They love to run the floor. They'll get behind you. They'll split the defense. They'll spread things out, and they can pass and transition as well. If you're Crestview, you have to make sure you're getting back, getting in front of guys, slowing things down, and maybe even sagging into a zone a little bit, keeping everything in front of you. We'll see what they end up doing that way. But either way, they've got to slow this T-Bird team down. Yeah, this T-Bird squad averages 59 points per game. And on Wednesday night, Jordan Pretty, the junior standout, had 25 points against Bluffton. But the story revolved around Jeff Williams. He had 18 points, 6 steals, and he set the table up for quite a few of those made buckets by Pretty.
The Lima Central Catholic T-Birds, the #1 seed in this district, what are the keys for them to come away with a district championship?
Well, you know what? On Wednesday, I called Jeff Williams Mike like 5 times. And that's because he reminds me of Mikey Williams. Mikey Williams, a guard down at UCF. He was a 5-star prospect out of high school, a guy that's super shifty, a guy that can get into the paint. He can make things happen outside. The size doesn't matter. It doesn't hinder him. He makes up for that with really good athleticism. And the reason we have paint touches as the key to the game, not necessarily post up, not necessarily even buckets at the basket, but the more they can get into the teeth of this Crestview defense, get into the paint, make them collapse a little bit, the more space they open up on the perimeter, the more that the Crestview defense will honor that outside shot and open up pockets all over the place on offense. And so, again, LCC, with all of that athleticism, needs to work hard on getting past their defenders on the perimeter, getting those paint touches, getting the defense to collapse. We'll see Jordan Pretty plenty with the basketball getting inside, maybe some inside out looks with Peaster, with Parker. But either way, the paint touches will be key tonight for LCC.
Those are the keys to the game, and these two teams have earned the right to play in this championship contest. It's a trophy game. The communities have come out in full force. Will it be gold or silver as far as trophies are concerned, and which team is going to join the show at the Stro at the regional? We'll be back for the opening tip. You're watching Tournament Basketball on WOSN. Welcome back to the Elida Fieldhouse, where tonight it is the championship game district style between the Crestview Knights and the LCC T-Birds. We'd like to thank our presenting sponsor, Pat's Donuts and Cream. Visit any of our 4 area locations, including our newest location at 600 South Cable Road next to LCC, open daily. And our quarter sponsor is Army's Auto Wrecking. Army's Auto Wrecking is paying cash for your junk cars and trucks. Call Army's at 419-225-1896. I'm Dave Bowen, he's Evan Skilleter, and we're getting ready to throw this one up. Our officials are Daryl Phillips, Eric Schwab, and Dylan Woods. And we're off and running. LCC gets the tip. Jeff Williams brings it across, and Crestview right away shows 1-3-1, Evan.
Yep, and they've got Ren Sheets in the middle. One of the things LCC does really well is getting to the top of that paint like we talked about, and elbow jumpers, but now they've got the length of Ren Sheets right in that spot where LCC likes to drive and likes to pull up. It's a really good idea from Crestview to put some length in that spot.
And it's interesting, the nonverbals for Jeff Williams, very conservative here to begin with, deferring. Being a facilitator, Pretty with the ball in the corner. They go with the trap. Crestview gets the turnover.
Yeah, right into that trap. Really nice job, and a good job reading that pass on the backside.
Braxton Leith with the ball up top. That's a bit of a change. Hefner on the wing. Hefner looking to get to the hole. That's a set play, and he scores it as Brady Parker tried to take a charge, but give the bucket to Hefner.
Yeah, good bucket from Hefner. I think that Parker got there in time, but the contact wasn't quite hard enough for the referees to call anything, and there he is, Mr. Williams missing his first.
Yeah, that one went all but down, pops out. One and done for the T-Birds.
We saw that a couple times last game, too, on that basket. It just seems like that ball likes to get deep, but doesn't like to go in.
There's a turnover on Crestview as Matthew Quatman comes up with it in transition. Parker on the left wing. Crestview back in the zone. This is a change up for Crestview. Usually they go to that zone. They don't start in it, and that's one of the reasons why they may not be in it long. Jordan Pretty picks up his 46th 3 of the season.
Yeah, you got to limit that reversal. Can't let them pass it as hard as they did across, because it takes a lot longer for your guys to get over. Or excuse me, it takes longer for the ball to get there, so your defenders can get to the ball quicker.
We've got a foul down at that end of the floor. That's on Jeff Williams, his first, team's first. Crestview up 3-2 on the Ultimate Outdoor scoreboard. Hefner back up top. So that first play of the game, just a different look. Crestview is able to score off of it. And Hefner's going to travel. So Crestview 3 possessions, a bucket, and 2 turnovers. Our scoreboard sponsor, Carry Insurance. Back against that 1-3-1 goes LCC. Williams pretty down in that right corner. There's a deflection again, but Parker's got it. Gets to the free throw line. Williams Over on the left side, Matthew Quatman overcooks that one. Braxton Leith with a good checkout. He gets the board. Here comes Crestview.
Knights flew around a lot better on that possession, made it really hard for LCC to move the ball around. Still got a decent look, but if you're going to give up a shot, it's probably going to be that one.
They get it inside to Ren Sheets, and Ren Sheets scores and draws contact. Parrott with the assist. Sheets with the shoulders to the basket, and that foul's going to be on number 33. That's who's going to the board. They have that wrong. Who picked up that foul? I think it's on.
I bet it's number. Man, that's tough. I'm not sure.
We'll get it squared away. Make sure. Yeah, it's on Brady Parker, his first, team second.
That's Jackson White there in the corner. He had a couple threes, big buckets in the game Wednesday.
Parrott gets to the basket, and because of the rotation defensively by LCC, looked to kick it out. Looked like he should have just went up through the contact. Might have found himself on the least famous recipe chicken free throw line.
Well, that's exactly what Coach Etzler's telling him too. He said, you got in there, go right up. They already have 2 fouls. It would have been number 3 in the first 3 minutes of the game.
To the corner, Parker with the shot, and he drills it. Brady Parker starts off where he left off on Wednesday night, hitting his first threes on Wednesday, hits his first one tonight.
I'll be curious how many of those Coach Etzler watches go down before he comes out of that zone. Right now, it's been okay.
Yeah, it's a pick your poison, limiting penetration, but giving up the outside look. One and done for the Knights. Pretty. Oh, just so pretty right there. Picks up his second 3, 6 points on the night. Shoots 39% behind the arc. Second on this LCC T-Bird squad.
You need to find Pretty early. Second he crosses half court, you have to be close because he wants to pull up.
A lot of contact there on the high-low action. Sheets finds Parrott on the cut, gets it back, and he scores it. Ren Sheets, 73% from the floor. We talked about that Wednesday night too. That's 3 for 4 guarded. Pretty with another look. Doesn't go, but Parker with the offensive board. Knocked away. Hefner spinning like a record, baby. Goes to Ren Sheets and draws contact. And we're going to have a foul on the T-Birds.
Yeah, they're going to get Piecer on that foul. Nice job by Hefner getting up the court like he did. And then a good job there by Sheets. He kept that ball really low, kept it out of reach of all the defenders. So the guy that tried to reach in, it was Piecer, ends up hitting him on the arm instead of getting ball.
Xavier Purnell in the game for the T-Birds. Ren Sheets going right at him, and he scores again. So Ren Sheets able to get the basketball in the first game. Coach Powell, he doubled him quite a bit. Right now he's going through that double team and scoring it.
Yeah, and Xavier Purnell, a super thick fella, right? He's a tough defender, a lot of strength. And right there, a good job by Sheets just going through. And then on the other end, you see Crestview, a good job getting hands in the passing lanes. Right now, it looks like they switched to a 2-3.
Yeah, 2-3, and there's a shot on the left wing.
Already up to 9 points.
Yeah.
3 threes already. And again, what does Coach Etzler do? How long does he stay with the zone?
Do you dare look at a box on Pretty or a diamond on Pretty? Owen Heckler in the game for Crestview. 12-9, halfway through our opening quarter. Leith with the basketball. Here comes Parrott, kicks it back out to Leith. They get it into Ren Sheets. Kicks it back out, inside-out action, and we're going to have a travel called on Peyton Parrott.
Well, and here it looks like he probably could have pulled up and shot the ball. That's a good three-point shooter. Shoots 34% from out there, plenty of space, just doesn't pull up, and now we have a timeout.
Got a timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. 12-9. LCC. Our timeout sponsor is Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. Crestview takes that timeout. Evan Skilleter switching the defense.
I assume so. I'm looking here to see what kind of setup they have. We've got Pretty guarded, and we're going to go box and one. Box and one now. So Pretty will be face guarded. He's covered by Braxton Leith, the best defender on this Crestview team, or at least one of them.
Yes, he is. He draws the top defensive assignment, best player on the other team, and it is that box. I don't think LCC's surprised to see that. Purdy goes inside, draws contact, and he's going to go to the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line to shoot 2. Braxton Leith picks up his first personal.
Well, if you're going to face guard, you got to keep the ball out of his hands, and especially if he's down on the block. That's a strong, strong man.
Jordan Purdy at the line, shooting 2. Misses the first one. Purdy, a 77% free throw shooter. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Wapak, Delphos, and St. Mary's, locally owned and operated. Lee's is not just famous for chicken, famous for catering too. Purdy picks up the second. T-Birds by 4.
Purdy with 10, Crestview with 9.
Yeah, exactly. He's got those 3 threes and 1 free throw. Parrott looking to get in deep. LCC collapses and they knock it away. It's loose. And Hayden Parrott's going to pick up the personal. That's going to be his first, Crestview's second.
Well, Parrott does a nice job getting into the lane on that play, but then he waits a little bit too long to make the decision. He stops and he holds the ball. And this LCC team, lengthy and quick with their hands, they knock it away right away. Jeff Williams had 5 steals in their last game on Wednesday, and that's the guy that comes away with the steal this play.
Pretty out top. Screen set by Purnell. Oh, Williams might have shuffled his feet there, but so quick, the officials didn't pick it up. Goes into Parker, knocked away by Crestview. T-Birds will maintain possession.
So with the switch to this box and 1, the T-Birds kind of in a feeling out process, trying to figure out what works best. I think what Coach Powell is going to want to tell them here soon is just move the ball around quickly, right? It's still technically his own defense. Move it around, make that defense move. Nice quick pass from Williams, ends up with a 3 to Parker.
Parker with his second 3. Straight threads from distance for Brady Parker. 7-point advantage for the T-Birds. And right now, LCC shooting the ball like they did, especially in that third quarter Wednesday night against Bluffton. They're very, very tough to beat when they're shooting it like they are right now. Good defensive pressure as well. Hefner gets the ball back out top against Williams, resets the table. Calls out the play. Goes to Leith in the right corner. Leith looking to penetrate, reverse layup, doesn't get it. Purdy gets it out of there.
Good strong take and the right idea, just not able to finish that reverse layup. Not much for Crestview, though, on that possession. LCC playing great defense.
Williams gets it inside. They're going to say that ball was deflected. We'll see it here on our Ultimate Outdoor replay.
By who? It's a tough one, tough one.
And that's what Williams can do against that box. When the ball's reversed back to him, there's typically a driving lane, and he takes advantage of it right there. Goes out to Parker. Jordan Purdy, guarded by Hefner now. That might be his first miss of the game. Baseline jumper. Crestview in transition.
And that mid-range jumper is silky smooth for Purdy, too, so a rare miss for him.
Hefner stops and pops, and he drills it. A much-needed basket for Crestview.
I like that from Hefner. The other option he had was to dump it off to Sheets, because the second he gets into that paint, Sheets' defender came off to help, so they might look to that again later and the dump off to Sheets for the easier one. But either way, good shot there and an important bucket to get it to within 5.
With a minute to go here in the first quarter with Crestview in this box. Coach Powell says pull it out. We'll be patient. We're up 5. Parrott trying to come out far enough, possibly to get a count, but the speedy Jeff Williams.
That's a tough assignment.
Pick your poison.
Yeah, that's tough.
Momentum at the end of quarter, so huge in any basketball game, but especially in the district tournament play. You get a bucket here to go up 8 or 9, you're going to feel real good about yourself at the quarter break if you're the T-Bird.
Right now, LCC overloading that left side, wondering if they're going to go empty side on one. Now they're going to switch it up.
Crestview goes straight man. Down to 4. Williams has got to pull. He does, and he drills it. Jeff Williams hits the 6th 3 of the first quarter for the T-Birds. Nothing but cotton. 1 in the books. LCC 19, Crestview 11. scoreboard sponsors, Carey Insurance in Grover Hill, proudly investing in our youth programs and our communities. And our 3-point sponsor, 6 by the T-Birds in the opening stanza, is Loddix Jewelry. Loddix Jewelry, your family-owned and operated jeweler for over 70 years. Visit them at 1244 South Shannon Street in Van Wert or online at loddix.com. Evan Skilleter, I don't know what you do right now if you're Crestview. You're picking your poison. You're making them shoot it from the cheap seats. The only thing is, it's going in.
Hey, 10 3-point attempts from LCC that quarter. Only 1 from inside the arc.
Yeah,
They're
wow.
0 for 1 from inside, 6 for 10 from outside. 55% from the field, though, which is an incredible stat. So I'm curious to see if Crestview, after hitting that 3, sticks with his zone or maybe goes man here.
Braxton Leith comes away with the 3-ball corner pocket right there.
And they do switch to man on that possession, trying to limit those 3s. So now what they'll have to watch out for is that athleticism of LCC and trying to stay in front of guys like Jeff Williams and Jordan Pretty, who are very, very quick and shifty with the basketball in their hands.
Yeah, and Braxton Leith has to take a seat. That's a storyline for Crestview, the best defender, sitting with 2 fouls right now. Now, if you're Crestview and you've given up 6 threes and you're only down 5, you might be, hey, we're okay. We just got to keep battling. Amazing. Jeff Williams against Hayden Parrott.
And we've also seen every time Crestview's switched up their defense, LCC's kind of slowed down a little bit and trying to figure things out. That's a really tough shot, almost getting it to drop.
Jeff Williams with the penetration, but unable to come up with the bucket. Crestview with the board. Hefner to Parrott. Liam Putman up top. Liam Putman and Jackson White, 2 unsung heroes from Wednesday night, both perfect from the floor. White 4 for 4, Putman 5 for 5. They both had 10 points.
Crestview in that first half, 5 of 6 from the field, so really getting good looks and playing efficient basketball, but the story was 5 turnovers and not able to finish possessions.
Ren Sheets with the offensive board. Ren Sheets cleans it up inside. Going quick the other way, doesn't go.
Yeah, he doesn't make that, but he gets really deep right there. You've got to be careful letting Jordan Pretty loose in transition like that.
Hayden Parrott hits a 3. Straight dice from up top for Crestview.
Some broken screen coverage there. Jeff
There's
Williams,
a steal.
Liam
Putman. Here comes Crestview in transition. Hefner on Pretty. Great defense by Jordan Pretty.
Smart play by Hefner, too, backing it out, not trying to do too much with it. On a little run here, get a good shot.
Heckler gets it back from Sheets. The 3-point specialist doesn't get it. Liam Putman with the touch. Ren Sheets misses one of the easiest shots he's had in his career. We'll give him a break once in a while.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Jeff Williams gets it to Pretty. Gets it back from Pretty. Parker, he's going to pull. Overcooks that one. Hefner with the board. Here we go. Against Williams. And Hefner misses it as Parker tried to set things up to take a charge. And I think we're going to have a foul on Crestview.
Well, and this is all about transition defense. Parker isn't able to take a charge, but he hustles back, he gets into a spot, and he makes the offensive player have to second-guess himself when he gets to the basket, creating a little bit of a tough shot and ultimately a miss.
Our instant replay sponsors, Ultimate Outdoor, bring resort-style living to your backyard every day with a luxury outdoor space by Ultimate Outdoor. Jeff Williams brings it across. Matt Quatman back in the game. Pretty on Hefner, looking to get. He's spinning around like a record baby, and he misses it. Quatman.
That's what you have to do, though. Team defense. They all kind of helped and made that shot tough for him.
Will Sheets in the game now. Looks to force one up. Doesn't go. Stays with it. Might have got pulled down, but no, it's a travel call.
Well, we'll get a nice look at it here. Tough basket, ball rattles around the rim, and there's not too much contact there. I think that's a good call for the referee.
Yep. 19-19. Some excellent outside shooting by both squads has been on display here in the first half. Brady Parker with the ball in the block, guarded by Putman. Goes with a tough look, doesn't get it. Will Sheets with the board.
Yeah, Coach Powell isn't going to like that too much. His team kind of settling for shots. They were used to getting open looks at will in that first quarter, but now that the man defense is there, they've got to work a little harder for good looks. You got to be patient.
Yep, Ren Sheets finds Will Sheets, or excuse me, Tommy Hefner finds Will Sheets, and that's his first bucket. Crestview takes the onslaught of threes here in the first half and comes all the way back to take a 2-point lead halfway through our second quarter. Quatman with the cut, the assist to Jeff Williams.
Quick timeout taken, nice pass by Williams, and a nice cut by Quatman as we get this one knotted up with the timeout on the floor.
Coach Powell's going to take a timeout. It's the red, white, and blue for both squads, battling it out, 21 apiece. You're watching Tournament Hoops on WOSN. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. Coach Powell takes that timeout. That does allow Coach Etzler to get Ren Sheets back in this basketball game at the halfway mark of the second quarter. Purpose of that TO for the T-Birds?
Well, they've got to adjust, right? They're kind of out of sorts. I said it, but right before the break, starting to force some shots and not getting good looks at the basket.
Jeff Williams tight on Hayden Parrott. He's going to pick up the personal foul, and that's going to be Jeff's second personal. First team foul for LCC in the second quarter.
Yeah, he gets that shoulder all the way into the chest of Parrott right there. Going to get called for that. I know it's tough for the LCC fans to see because the back of the action is to them, but either way, good call from the refs. I think they're calling a really good game, and it's hard to call these two. These are tough.
Ren Sheets with three on and gives it up to Putman, doesn't score, but Ren Sheets goes over the top, gets another offensive rebound, and picks up points 10 and 11 on the game.
Yeah, LCC fans not happy about that one either, thinking there's too much contact, maybe a little bit of over the back there, but I don't think there was enough contact. I think if you're the offensive or the defensive player, you've got to get more contact and really push him out of there in order to make sure that length doesn't come up over the top to get the rebound.
And Evan, let's call spade a spade. No place for the weak of heart in
Absolutely.
The paint tonight.
100% true.
Hayden Parrott and Jeff Williams battling against each other. Ren Sheets and a contingent of LCC players when he has the basketball battling. Jordan Pretty, Tommy Hefner. These two teams again, a 53-50 game back on February 7th. Williams steps into a shot and he drills it.
I don't know how you're giving him that much space at this point in the game. You know he can shoot. You know he's feeling hot and he's not afraid to do it. Right there, Hefner just gives him a little too much and Williams makes no mistake.
Playing under controls, Jeff Williams taking what the defense is giving him. And there's a battle again between Parrott and Williams. It's a turnover. And then we're going to have a foul, I think, at midcourt.
Yeah, they got a foul in transition there.
We see it on the Ultimate Outdoor replay. It's going to go on Owen Heckler.
No, not a bad foul there.
No,
from
not
Heckler.
really.
It's number 2 on him, but it does stop transition and probably stops 2 easy points.
Jackson White in the game now with the ball. As we said, he was 4 for 4 from the floor on Wednesday night. 2 threes and 2 twos. Pretty against Hefner. Crossover dribble.
Much more patient here from the T-Birds. Still not much motion, though.
No, a lot of standing. And when you can pull it up and do that.
Why not?
Jordan Pretty with his 4th three in the first half. That's 13 on the night now. Hayden Parrott gets to the free throw line. Looks for Ren Sheets. He's going against Don McKee, and he scores it on the reverse layup.
Yeah, that's good quickness there from Sheets. We're used to seeing just 1 or 2 steps, little spin, little turnaround, but right there, nice rip through, goes baseline. Fancy footwork and the nice touch to finish the basket.
The first teamers have shown up tonight in the form of Pretty and Sheets. Nice play there. White to Dom McKee, and McKee picks up his first bucket.
It's good off-ball movement right there from White. Gets the quick pass and able to just drop it right off to McGee, who had a nice couple minutes off the bench for LCC on Wednesday. Big-time defender, scored a couple baskets as well.
Hefner goes baseline. Brady Parker tried to rotate over and take a charge, couldn't get there, and it's an and one for Tommy Hefner.
Good take from Hefner, and yeah, Parker tried to get in position, wasn't able to, and wasn't able to move out of the way. and just a little bit of contact. But when you got a guy in the air like that, he goes flying. That's going to get called every time. Now some Lee's free throw coming up.
Yes, Tommy Hefner, the leading free throw shooter for the Knights at 76%. First time at the line tonight, and it doesn't go. Jeff Williams brings it across the timeline. Looks over to Coach Powell. He and Coach Powell are on a string. And again, this is a situation where Coach Etzler's got to pick his poison. If you come out and guard Williams, you're susceptible to penetration. But if you just stay back and give LCC the opportunity for the last shot of the quarter, you can lose that momentum going into halftime. Paired up on Williams now. McKee looking to set a screen. There's the screen. Parrott goes under it. Again, good hedge by Ren Sheets. White with the basketball, back to Williams.
So if they're able to hold for the last shot, they're going to have a 1 minute and 10-second possession here. Good patience.
Brady Parker with the basketball. Liam Putman on him. Pretty with the penetration. Hefner in his face. He doesn't get that one. McKee with the look. Lets it go. Doesn't go. And our halftime score, LCC 29, Crestview 27. We've got ourselves a good old good one at Little Mecca, the Elida Fieldhouse. We'll be back with halftime stats and adjustments here on WOSN. Our halftime sponsor for tonight's district championship game is Pat's Donuts and Cream. Visit any of our 4 area locations, including our newest location at 600 South Cable Road next to LCC, open daily. And our scoreboard sponsor is Carey Insurance, located in Grover Hill, proudly investing in our youth programs and our communities. And that halftime scoreboard says LCC 29, Crestview 27. Leading the way for the Knights, Ren Sheets with 13 points. Leading the way for the T-Birds, Jordan Pretty with 13 points.
Yeah, it's been a great first half. Both those guys playing really well for their teams, inside especially for Ren Sheets, and then outside for Jordan Pretty. He's 4 of 6 from outside, 4 of 9 from the field, so he doesn't have any buckets from inside the three-point line. And look, LCC shooting really, really well from out there. 6 of 10 in the first quarter, 2 of 4 in the second quarter. Sorry, it was 6 of 8 in the first quarter, by the way. So just shooting really well, 57% from outside, but they started to get fewer looks in the second quarter with that man defense that Crestview threw out there.
Absolutely, man defense. Crestview has 7 turnovers. They've got to be leery of that. That's not a bad number, but LCC can take advantage of every one of those. Can't have live ball turnovers that lead to buckets. And then, you're right, we talked about the shooting percentage. LCC behind the arc, 8 for 14. That's 57%, and Crestview's only down 2.
They are only down 2. Now, Crestview shooting better from the field than LCC, 60% from the field on 12 of 20 shooting. LCC, on the other hand, 10 of 23 for 43%. Also, Crestview out-rebounding LCC 13 to 8. So, in some of those other categories, doing really well. You mentioned the turnovers. They have 7. Yeah. 5 of those were in the first quarter, right? So that second quarter, and we see it on the scoreboard too, that second quarter much better for Crestview. They slowed down a little bit. They settled into their offense. They switched to man defense. They were able to win that second quarter 16-10 after dropping that first 19-11. So I know you're not asking about halftime adjustments, but right now I think those adjustments were great in the second quarter, and both teams need to kind of see how those work here in the third quarter and beyond.
We got ourselves a Donnybrook. It's a 2-point game at halftime. They're fighting for a gold trophy here at the Elida Fieldhouse. We'll be back with second half action on WOSN. Our presenting sponsors, Pat's Donuts and Cream. Visit any of our 4 area locations, including our newest location at 600 South Cable Road next to LCC, open daily. And our quarter sponsor, Army's Auto Wrecking. Army's Auto Wrecking is paying cash for your junk cars and trucks. Call Army's at 419-225-1896. Getting ready to start this third quarter, Evan Skilleter. But one piece we haven't talked about for LCC in this game is a big piece, number 3, Azad Burton. He's in uniform tonight, hasn't played since he sprained an ankle in the Lima Senior Contest in the regular season finale. He's in uniform tonight. He's been out participating in pregame warm-ups and shooting the basketball here at halftime, but haven't seen him on the floor yet tonight.
Yeah, Burton's a great player, super strong defender, good with the ball. He scores 10 points a game, second or third leading scorer on this squad. So for them to be able to knock off Bluffton on Wednesday and come into this one and compete and be up by 2, that's a huge deal for the T-Birds, who might be able to get him back if they can get past this round.
LCC with the opening possession of the third quarter. Williams looking to penetrate, defended by Hefner. Goes to Quatman, and it's an errant pass. Liam Putman picks it off. Crestview gets the turnover here to start the third quarter, but Pretty comes right back with the turnover. So smooth as Jordan Pretty. Nice steal and score. T-Birds go up 4.
Yeah, and Pretty, sometimes the stuff that he does is really quiet, right? He's not super flashy sometimes. He's got a great jump shot. He can dribble really well. But it's those little things too, right? Just a little steal in transition, easy bucket on the other end.
And Tommy Hefner goes to the basket, and he's going to pick up the third personal foul on Jeff Williams. And Tommy Hefner, he's going to go to our Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line as we see the replay. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken, famous for catering too. Hefner makes the first one.
I had some Lee's today, actually, before the game.
Yeah.
Nice cup of chicken. I had 3 tenders right here. You see
there
that?
Go. Excellent.
Yeah, awesome job from Lee's. Always love Lee's chicken.
Hefner gets both of those free throws. Back to a 2-point advantage for the T-Birds. Williams on the bench now with those 3 fouls. Parker with the basketball. Goes back to Jackson White.
It'll be interesting to see how this LCC offense gets moving, because normally that cog that gets this machine running is Jeff Williams, the way he can get into the paint, take defenders on 1v1. And now LCC kind of struggling to move that ball around. Didn't see a paint touch on that possession like we have in a lot of them.
Yeah, you mentioned right there Jordan Pretty involved in the tie-up with Braxton Leith, but you mentioned Jordan just a little bit ago and how smooth he is and quiet. He reminds me a lot, and again, this might be before your time a little bit too, reminds me of a Jimmy Jackson. Just takes advantage of when the opportunity presents itself and then does great things. He gets the block right there on Red Sheets, and he's going to stop and pop, and he's going to drill it. Straight threads for Jordan Pretty. That's number 5 on this game.
Well, did we tell you guys that Jordan Pretty's pretty good at basketball? 18 points for Jordan Pretty.
Knights are going to have to pick him up further up by the timeline. Lee tries to counter, doesn't get it. Jackson White with the board. Pretty with the basketball again against Hefner. Coach Powell asking for movement from his offense, but Pretty says, I got you, Coach.
Yeah, they're trying to isolate Pretty, trying to give him some space on the right side. Tried to remove that defender, but that possession doesn't really go the way they planned.
Hefner stops and pops, gets the nice touch, rim, backboard, bottom of the net. Picks up his first field goal of the third quarter. He's got 10 on the night.
Yeah, I like Hefner, the way he can get to the top, and I really like that jump shot as well. It's a nice pull-up jumper, really smooth, good release. And what that's going to do is get those bottom defenders from LCC to start honoring that shot a little bit. They'll start coming up, and that should open up things underneath for Ren Sheets.
Parker with the ball up top. Parrott gets a hand on the pass, but Parker reels it in. He looks to go one-on-one, and he does attack the rim, and he scores it.
And flexes on him, too. Yes. Might as well, my man. Big boy bucket.
Yeah, absolutely. He said, I'm 6'3", 6'4". I'm going against a 6-footer. I'm looking to attack, and he wins that battle. Putman looking to go into Sheets. Leith.
Crestview should try to get a shooter in that corner that Sheets is on, because right there they didn't have to honor that 3 from number 5. Sorry, that's Liam Putman. Has not shot a 3 this year, according to my stat sheet. So if you get a three-point shooter in that corner, that's going to draw that defender out a little bit more and make that entry pass easier to Sheets and make it tougher for them to double.
All about spacing, and you're right. Drew Piester's down there battling, and then he's able to get some help because of the offensive prowess or lack thereof by the Knights in that spacing. Sheets keeps it, goes all the way to the rim. Ren Sheets scores it.
Hey, Sheets might not look strong when he's out there on your TV screen, but you get up close, that guy is big. He has worked really hard in the weight room. You can tell from his freshman year to now, he has put on some weight, all in muscle, and right there able to get past or get through a big defender in Dom McKee. And
a foul at the free throw line as we see it on the Ultimate Outdoor replay. That's going to go against Braxton Leaf, his third. We're going to have a timeout on the floor. We'll take the Metzger Financial Services timeout as well. 36-33 T-Birds. Our three-point sponsor tonight is Loddix Jewelry, your family-owned and operated jeweler for over 70 years. Visit them at 1244 South Shannon Street in Van Wert or online at loddix.com. And Jordan Pretty, he might get some free jewelry at Loddix the way he's shooting the three tonight, Evan.
Yeah, he's looked really nice, and now you see still with Jeff Williams on the bench, he's going to have a lot of touches here in this quarter.
Halfway through the third canto, Brady Parker with the basketball. Matt Quatman, Crestview really looking to help off of Quatman, so he goes to the basket, and he pulls it back out.
I almost wonder if with Williams on the bench, they might think about going back to the box and one. Williams is really the one that makes that zone defense really tough to employ.
I think Coach Powell's very happy to have a patient possession with Williams having those three fouls. And we're going to have a foul, I believe, on Tommy Hefner off the ball. Let's take a look at it on the Ultimate Outdoor replay. Yeah,
he can't do that. Can't do that. Good call from the officials.
Hefner's first personal, Crestview's second personal of the third quarter. Matthew Quatman back to Jackson White. And Quatman zigs when White thought he was going to zag, and that's a turnover.
Yeah, it's a tough one right there. Just two guys not on the same page. You see that almost once a game, right, where a guy cuts and another one passes it to where he was. As a coach, that's hard to swallow, but there's not much you can do about it.
Hefner with the basketball. Heckler in the game now. Running some across the baseline screens. Heckler, three-point specialist for the Knights. And now we're going to have a personal underneath, and I think that's going to go against Dom McKee.
That's his first. Him and Sheets are battling down there. McKee's got a tough assignment, right? Two-time NWC Player of the Year. A guy that has 15 points here in this one. He's been tough to handle. It's hard work down there.
And Drew Piester's coming back in the game, but not for Dom McKee. He comes in for Quatman. So you got double bigs out there for LCC. I don't know if this lineup is one that they've played with very much this season.
And Brady Parker out there as well at 6'4". A lot of length right now for LCC. Maybe trying to help slow down Ren Sheets.
Hefner with the basketball, brings it back up top, sets the table. Hefner, one of the most improved players on this squad this year. There's Heckler with the three look. It's short. And it goes out of bounds, and it's going to be T-Bird basketball. Williams going to come back in the game with 2:54 left in the third.
Yeah, it's a good look from Heckler right there. 46% three-point shooter. That's a really good clip. 39 of 84, too. Not a small sample size.
Not a small sample size at all. The only thing is his nonverbals. I think he's thinking about it a little bit. Baseball right around the corner. It's like a pitcher. You can't aim out there. You got to let it go. And right now, it might be in Heckler's head a little bit.
So this looks like it might be a diamond and one for Crestview. We got one over here on Brady Parker. We've got one in the corner on Pretty, and then just one up top in Tommy Hefner. We'll have to see how things kind of shift here.
Yeah, the chess match is on, and right there, Piester with the turnover, Ren Sheets with the steal. Hayden Parrott brings it across the timeline, goes to Sheets down on the baseline, doubled, finds Braxton Leaf, Parrott back into Sheets. He's doubled, but he goes off the window, doesn't go.
Yeah, and right now, we talked about this lineup, a lot of length, and you can tell LCC says we are not going to let Sheets beat us. We're going to let everyone else try to do something, but you saw it. As soon as he touched it, all that length went right down into a double and triple team, and they're, again, saying, Sheets, it's going to be tough for you the rest of this night.
Yeah, Sheets loves to get his shoulder square and attack the basket. They made him fade there a little bit, unable to come up with the bucket.
Timeout called by Coach.
Coach Powell takes the timeout. We'll take one as well. A Metzger Financial Services timeout. Chess match occurring between these two coaching staffs on WOSN. Bring resort-style living to your backyard every day with a luxury outdoor space by Ultimate Outdoor. He's Evan Skilleter. I'm Dave Bowen. Coach Powell takes that timeout. It's really a half-court dissecting type of game on offense, and I don't know if Coach Powell really wants that overall.
No, I think you're right. Coach Powell wants to get out and run, right? That's what this team does best. They like to get quick buckets. They like to use that athleticism and get inside, and you're right, LCC's kind of slow, or excuse me, Crestview slowed that down a little bit. They're playing tough defense. Jeff Williams out of the game for a little bit there, but back in, and certainly interested to see what the adjustments are here, but I would not be shocked to see something like a high pick and roll trying to get somebody downhill if they can't get a bucket on this blob initially.
And I don't know that Crestview will stay with the triangle now or not. On the baseline out of bounds, Williams brings it up top.
They do.
Yeah.
They do stay with it.
Absolutely. Face guarding Parker and Pretty with Putman and Parrott.
T-Birds might just go back and forth and try to bring Crestview out of this one. Although we know Jeff Williams is super quick and could definitely at any point when this Crestview team falls asleep, just take it to the hole. Got your filler material out, partner?
Yeah, I was going to say, right now, this is where you hear that rumble from basketball fans saying, shot clock,
That's right.
shot clock.
Right. I'm all for it. I really am. I don't think a 35-second shot clock, but I think in Ohio we could start to see a 40, 45 seconds, see what it looks like.
I agree.
Things like this.
It needs to be around 40 at least, because the college game at 30 seconds, we're accustomed to watching that, but man, that's fast. Williams just tucks the ball.
It's a little smile on his face. I love that. That guy loves the game. He plays with so much joy. Great spirit as well.
Interesting that they don't have anyone on Williams. He can step right up there and pop that three, but you do have Hefner in the vicinity. Here we go, 11 seconds. Let's see how this plays out. Momentum going to be happening one way or the other here in 5 seconds. Williams, he's going to stop and pop it. Misses it. Pretty with the shot, doesn't go. We're going to go to the fourth quarter. It's a 3-point game. It was 2 at halftime. LCC increases their lead by 1. All for a district championship with 8 minutes to play on WOSN. Our quarter sponsor for tonight's district championship game is Army's Auto Wrecking. Army's Auto Wrecking is paying cash for your junk cars and trucks. Call Army's at 419-225-1896. And our presenting sponsor tonight is Pat's Donuts and Cream. Visit any of our 4 area locations, including our newest location at 600 South Cable Road, next to LCC, open daily. Evan Skilleter, Dave Bowen. The numbers from that third quarter, not quite like the first half.
Yeah, the number's not as high either, right? Only 3 field goal attempts for Crestview and 6 field goal attempts for LCC. The quarter ended up being just a 1-point spread. It's 29-27 at halftime. As you see the scoreboard,
Braxton Lee picks up his 4th personal here right at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Gets his hand caught in the cookie jar. Crestview staying with the triangle and 2. Pretty with the look inside the 3-point line. Doesn't go. Heckler with the rebound.
Doesn't need much space. Crestview lucky he doesn't put that one in, but they got caught up on that screen and gave him just that sliver to get the release.
Ren Sheets down low, doubled, goes back out to Parrott, stops, pops off the side of the iron. And Williams is going to get fouled, and he's going to take the official with him. Everybody working together. This Tommy Hefner picks up his second. We'll see it on the Ultimate Outdoor replay.
Hey, sometimes you make best friends with the officials, right? Those guys. Good job by the fans there as well, keeping everyone safe. Looks like everyone's all right.
Yeah, I think
man.
I saw on social media, Rutgers, the official got caught up in the middle of the play on the baseline drive. He actually, in transition, he was playing defense on the shooter. Williams with the basketball. Inside-out action. For a freshman, Williams doing a lot of communicating out there. Finds Don McKee, but blocked by Rensheets. And then there's a push and a foul going to go against the T-Birds. That foul's going to be on Brady Parker, so we see it on the replay. That's a tough one. Incidental contact, but bodies were flying.
So 3 now against Parker, 3 against Williams. Those are the only 2 with 3 fouls in this game. It's only the first against LCC of the fourth quarter, 2 against Crestview here in the quarter.
Seems like nobody has scored in eternity, but right there, Owen Heckler gets the bucket, give the assist to Ren Sheets. Sheets not only a great scorer down there, he can find open teammates.
Yeah, he draws a lot of attention and a lot of eyes right there. Everyone on LCC ball watching, and just a nice back cut and a nice find.
Jackson White overcooks that one. He was open against the triangle. Crestview with a chance to take the lead. Heckler down in the corner to Parrott, goes into Ren Sheets again. Doubled. Heckler out to Hefner. He up fakes and goes. It's going to be a body foul.
Great ball movement. I really like the attack right there from Hefner as well. He sees that really hard closeout. You'll see the pass out here. They've got to fly to the basketball. He just attacks him off balance, draws the foul, number 1 against
Jackson
White,
yep.
excuse me, and number 2 against LCC of the quarter.
Blob, baseline out of bounds for the Knights. Hefner just pulls it out and sets the table. Screen by Putman. Parrott takes it, and then he turns it over because Purdy with the quick hands in the paint. He's going to go to the basket, misses the shot. Crestview comes out of there with it. Great transition defense by the Knights.
End-to-end action. You've got fans on their feet
yes.
on my right. That's the Crestview side, all pumped up. Their team down 1, but trying to will them to the lead on this possession.
Putman.
I love Little Mecca, man.
Yep.
This is awesome. This is a great spot for high school hoops. You can hear why right now.
Parrott with a wide open look, and he drills it. Rolling snake eyes from 3. It's Hayden Parrott, and the Knights are up 2. Jackson White wide open again, but thinks better of it since that last shot. Williams gets in the paint. Oh,
that's too easy.
Oh my gosh, too easy, but just the mental toughness, the grit of the freshman. Again, last year, he was done with 8th grade basketball sitting on the sidelines in the stands.
Yeah, that's a great touch right there from Williams. But again, too easy getting into the paint. Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh, he may be hurt. Going to play through it right now. Ren Sheets attacks, no call. Liam Putman fights for it. It's no place for the weak of heart. We got a foul, and it's going to go against the Knights. Jeff Williams says he's okay. See the replay here. And the ball was bouncing around. I'm not going to say it was a nickel and dimer because bodies were flying, but that's a tough call either way. We had one down here on Brady Parker, same situation, 1-for-1. Williams stays in the game. Fouls on Liam Putman, that's just his first. All tied up at 38. Northwest Conference schools, the co-champions, Columbus Grove and Spencerville, no longer in the tournament. The 2 teams that finished second, battling right here, right now.
One of the funniest things I saw on Facebook this week was someone calling the NWC a weak conference.
Blockalicious by Ren Sheets. Hefner to Heckler. And Hefner gonna set it up.
Good patience here from Crestview. A lot of times that action starts to go end to end and you start to force things, but a good job backing it out, just trying to get a good look. They almost had that back door again on the backside.
Ren Sheets looking. Try to flop on him, they don't get it. Liam Putman gets drilled and he scores it. Liam Putman takes the contact And what a time to come up with your first field goal of the game.
And look, it's Hayden Parrott, again, getting to that high post area, drawing the defenders out. He's hit a couple mid-range jumpers. You have to honor that. It gets Williams away from the basket. An easy drop down, a great pass, and my goodness, that was a big-time finish, getting a guy in the air, nice and patient, drawing the contact and finishing. That is huge right there from Mr. Liam Putman, the junior forward.
Putman at the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line. Doesn't get it. He's only been there 16 times all season. Pressure packed right now, but he gets the field goal. Knights up 2. Jackson White with the basketball. Crestview staying in the triangle.
Peaster's trying to sneak into some space underneath when Sheets leaves.
Braxton Leith back in the game with 4 fouls. Peaster with the ball on the baseline. Pretty cuts, but Ren Sheets was able to deflect it away. I agree with you, Evan. Northwest Conference had an outstanding year, and these two teams, the conference is going to be represented at the regional level at the show at the Stro on Tuesday night. Just who's it going to be? And Jeff Williams says, I want it to be the T-Birds. Picks up his 3rd 3 of the night. T-Birds back up 1.
11 points for Williams. Second player for LCC in double figures, Pretty with 18. Pretty only 5 points, though, here in the second half.
Reverses the basketball, do the Knights. Parrott with the shot out top. Doesn't go. Ren Sheets battles with Don McKee. Don McKee wins the battle, but he loses the ball out of bounds.
Well, and again, right here, McKee just turns and watches the ball. He doesn't get anybody into Ren Sheets. You have to at least get somebody into him, or he's going to eat you up because of that length. He's going to be able to come over the top. Remember, over the back is not a foul, right? It's the contact that occurs when you go up and over.
Ren Sheets inside double team, finds Putman on the other side. Gets his feet set, goes up, goes through for 2.
Right through contact. That is huge right there. Putman having a big fourth quarter, leading his team right now with 4 points on the last 2 possessions.
Williams with the open look, goes off the front, but Jackson White, a great offensive board for the T-Birds.
He got up right there. That's big. Get himself and his team another possession, and a foul on the floor. That is a hard player to guard as he's going to the basket. We'll get a look at it on the ultimate replay.
Don't believe that foul is on Leith. It's not. It's on Putman, and that's his second. Crestview's 14 fouls, so it'll be under out of bounds. The T-Birds have 3 team fouls.
Moving screen underneath. McKee got caught.
Don McKee picks up his second personal. The foul's not as big as the turnover that it results in.
Now 4th against LCC as well, so both teams will be in the bonus for the last 2:15.
Hefner against White. Pretty comes over to double. They find Parrott, and Leith get it back to Hefner. 2 minutes to go. District championship on the line. Sheets going against McKee. Bulldozes his way, misses it. And we're going to have a foul. We're going to go the other way.
That will be shooting, I believe. It's not an offensive foul. It's a loose ball foul. So 2 free throws coming up for LCC as we get a look at the replay. Not sure. Well, all right.
Jordan Pretty kind of come down to this end of the floor. Second leading free throw shooter for the T-Birds at 77%. First team selection in the conference along with Ren Sheets. And that's a rare miss for Pretty. He can tie it up with this one though. Free throws are going to come into play here, Evan, with both teams in the bonus. Pretty gets the second one. Knotted up at 42 at Little Mecca.
19 for Pretty, but again, he had 13 at the half. Much slower pace in the scoring column in the second half for Pretty. Nice job by the by the Crestview defense here, slowing him down.
Parrott with the look from outside, doesn't go. Ren Sheets doesn't get the board, but it looked like he had it for a second. And that's going to be
another loose ball foul.
Yeah, on Liam Putman. And we're going to walk all the way down the floor to shoot free throws again. So Liam Putman now has 4 fouls, and now Jackson White is going to go to the free throw line. Jackson White, not a real strong free throw shooter for the T-Birds, has 4 makes on the year on 19 attempts. Focusing on the rim before he gets the basketball. He's got it. First one's up. First one's good. Shot that one like a 70% free throw shooter.
I feel for the Knights a little bit, right? 2 loose ball fouls on the last 2 possessions, and this has been a game where the referees have let a lot go. A lot of the intensity has been allowed to continue, and just trying to go for a loose ball, intense play, getting called twice. We'll have to see if they adjust a little bit. They're a little less aggressive on the offensive boards because of the way the refs have shifted.
Jackson White, big free throws for the T-Birds. And we've got a timeout on the floor, a Metzger Financial Services timeout. We'll take one as well. Stick around for the finale. We got ourselves a Dende on WOSN. Our scoreboard sponsor tonight is Carey Insurance, located in Grover Hill, proudly investing in our youth programs and our communities. Coach Powell takes that timeout, 44-42, T-Birds Crestview basketball. We set the table right now. Evan Skilliter, Crestview's had 2 possessions where they've come up empty. They can't afford to come up empty here.
No, they can't. I think they're going to go right back down to Sheets. He's been their guy. He's been their answer. I think they need to put a shooter in the corner as well in case the double comes down from that corner, maybe get an open look on the outside. But either way, you have to get the ball into your guy who has led you for the last, 4 years, but the last 2 years for sure.
Sure. The only thing is the T-Birds know that as well. We'll see how they defense it. They've been helping with double teams, and then Don McKee has just been real physical here in the latter part of this basketball game as well. Heckler with the basketball, gets it back to Parrott, over to Hefner. Crestview resets, and here we go. Heckler going high, up top for Ren Sheets. Look for him to roll back into the post. Post on McKee. He's got it with the double. Back to Parrott. That's your shooter out there. Williams with a little contact. Nothing going. They get it back into Sheets. Kicks it back out.
They have time. They don't need to rush.
50 seconds.
And timeouts if they want.
Yeah, Coach Etzler has 3. Sheets with the spin, and he traveled.
Yeah. It did look like he moved that pivot foot. We're going to get a good look at it here. You see this. That right foot's the pivot foot. It's close. It's close. It's a tough call. Referee 2 feet away from it, though.
Now with the Knights down 2, again, Coach Etzler has 3 timeouts remaining. LCC with 2. Going to go full court man. Denial. Williams with the basketball against Leaf. And they're going to call a foul right away, and that's going to be Braxton Leaf's 5th foul. Jeff Williams going to come down to the Lee's famous recipe chicken free throw line. Jeez. He's a 73% free throw shooter, 3rd on this squad for the T-Birds, 27 for 37 on the season. None bigger than these 2 right here to make it a 2-possession game. Williams toes it, throws it, and it's short. So it'll remain a 1-possession game regardless of a make or a miss. And Coach Etzler's going to take a full timeout. We'll take the Metzger Financial Services timeout with him. You're watching District Championship Hoops Division 6 style on WOSN. Our 3-point sponsor tonight has been Loddix Jewelry. Loddix Jewelry, your family-owned and operated jeweler for over 70 years. Visit them at 1244 South Shannon Street in Van Wert or online at loddix.com. Coach Etzler takes that timeout. Evan Skilliter, both teams with 2 now. Jeff Williams with the miss. You might be thinking about that a little bit here in the timeout when he comes back to the free throw line.
Yeah, I do think part of that is icing Williams a little bit, but you also want to get your team on the same page. Still 2 timeouts here. You want to make sure they know, hey, even if this goes in, if we get a good look inside, we don't need a 3-pointer. Right? We don't want to force anything up. We can get a decent possession here. But again, you want to make sure your guys are on the same page so no one rushes down and does anything silly.
And regardless, if you're Crestview, you don't need a 3. You can go with a quick 2.
Exactly.
I'd like to see Ren Sheets maybe with the ball at the elbow look to attack from there and find Putman on the wing or on the opposite block if he's there. Williams makes the second one. 3-point lead for the T-Birds. Parrott guarded by Williams. Goes to Hefner on the left wing. Pick and roll. Hefner denies it, goes to the rim. He scores it. And Coach Etzler's going to call the timeout. Cuts the lead to 1 with 32.8. It's all right here on WOSN. Tonight's instant replay sponsor has been Ultimate Outdoor. Bring resort-style living to your backyard every day with a luxury outdoor space by Ultimate Outdoor. We've talked about Jordan Pretty and Ren Sheets being first-teamers NWC style. Well, Jeff Williams, a second-teamer, and Tommy Hefner right there, an honorable mentioner. They both have played big here down the stretch as well.
Yeah, that last bucket from Tommy Hefner, we didn't get a chance to talk about it because of the timeout, but that was incredible stuff, and now a steal from Hefner.
And it goes in and out.
But a foul on the rebound, so that's going to be 2 free throws for Crestview.
Wow. Let's take a look at it on the Ultimate Outdoor replay. Parrott and Hefner right there. Hefner gets a hand on the ball. He goes up.
Oh, he rolled his ankle, too.
He rolled
After
his
that
ankle.
shot, you see him walking away.
Yeah, and he is limping out there right now, trying to walk it off.
And that's why the foul was called. They didn't give him space to land.
Correct.
It's a good call from the referees. Maybe no contact up top.
And in what has been a very physical game throughout, that is Jordan Pretty's first foul of the night.
Unbelievable stuff.
Tommy Hefner going to go to the free throw line, the Lee's famous recipe chicken free throw line to shoot 2. Still working that ankle out. He is the leading free throw shooter for the Knights at 76%, and that one goes in and out. So a chance to tie here, and he is simply having a hard time walking. Subs for LCC. Jeff Williams out of the game. Jackson White. Well, wait a second.
He's still in it.
Just came over to talk to coach. All right. Hefner, the second one. It's up. It's not good. Tipped around. It's loose. Jeff Williams comes up with it. Hefner fouls him. 2 tough misses by Tommy Hefner, but he is obviously in pain.
Yeah, you got to keep your head up, though. You got to go next play. No matter what happens here, still a one-possession game. Yeah, that stinks. Yeah, you almost got an offensive rebound, but ultimately, you're okay here. You've got to just go to the next play. You've got to forget about that one.
Coach Etzler with a tough decision. Hefner coming over. Do you leave him in or do you take him out? Jeff Williams shooting 2. T-Birds up 1 with 23.6. Nothing but the bottom of the net on the first one.
73% free throw shooter, and we see Coach Etzler take another timeout, and that's actually his last one. So his team will have to figure things out after this. Or is that actually one more left? I'm trying to see. Nope,
that's it.
That is the last one.
46-44. And we'll take the timeout as well. Metzger Financial Services timeout. Williams coming back to the free throw line after these. Tonight's quarter sponsor has been Army's Auto Wrecking. Army's Auto Wrecking is paying cash for your junk cars and trucks. Call Army's at 419-225-1896. Jeff Williams going to go to the free throw line here to make it a 3-point lead. Still a one-possession game. Tommy Hefner bouncing around on that ankle, trying to stay out there on the floor. Crestview's, they're going to know what they need here off of this free throw, Evan.
Now, Coach Powell will have a decision to make. Well, no, he won't. It stays at 2 points.
22 seconds. You got to get a shot up so you can get an offensive rebound. Parrott with the ball on the left side. Putman.
Hit on the arm there.
Looking in for Ren Sheets. He gets it at the foul line, kicks it back out. They go right. Nope, they don't. Jeff Williams with the steal, and that's going to do it. Jeff Williams with the bucket. T-Birds up 4. A long shot by Hefner, or Parrott doesn't go. T-Birds come away with a hard-fought victory, 48-44. Your district champions, the Lima Central Catholic T-Birds. What a game.
And who else to end it but Jeff Williams with the steal. He had 5 on Wednesday. I believe that was his 4th of the night, but either way, a huge play for the freshman to seal the deal in a district final and a regional appearance for LCC, a place where that school is used to going.
Absolutely. Williams ends the night with 15 points. We'll be back to talk about what we've just witnessed here in the district Division 6 style You're watching it on WOSN. Our presenting sponsor tonight has been Pat's Donuts and Cream. Visit any of our 4 area locations, including our newest location at 600 South Cable Road, next to LCC, open daily. It has been another chapter in the history that is district championships here at Little Mecca. And tonight, the T-Birds come away with the 48-44 victory over the Crestview Knights. Crestview led in the fourth quarter, 38-36, and they led 42-41 with 2:39 left in the game. But from that point forward, it was a 7-2 run by the T-Birds, and they are your district champions.
Well, we saw a little bit of everything from LCC tonight. First half, they were absolutely on fire. They hit from everywhere on the floor. Tons of three-pointers. I believe they were 5 of 6 or 5 of 7 in that first half from 3. Then the second half, they just had to play tough defense, and they had to just keep Crestview at bay, a team that switched up their defense a lot, made things hard for LCC to move the ball around offensively and get good looks. And then on the other end of the ball, Crestview very patient, able to get some looks inside, hit some big shots from outside. So ultimately, this T-Bird team, yes, big lead in the fairly big lead in the first half, and then weathering the storm in the second half. A complete game for a team that was just fantastic. All district tournament, and especially here tonight.
Jordan Priddy leads the way for the T-Birds with 19 points. Ren Sheets had 15 for Crestview. I think as you look at this game as a whole, the major adjustment was when Coach Powell brought Dom McKee into the game down the stretch to guard Ren Sheets, and then Brady Parker was always in a position to help, really limited Sheets' opportunities and looks down the stretch.
It's a really good point. Sheets had 13 points in the first half, ended the night with 15 or 19, excuse me, or I'm sorry.
No, it's 15.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So again, a tough second half, only 2 points for Sheets. And look, again, you have to give LCC credit. Like, that is a really good basketball player, and they threw different looks at him. They threw doubles and triples at him, and they did everything they could to kind of keep him at bay and make that second half pretty tough.
Our goal is to get a word with the winning coach, Sean Powell, and we'll look to do that after we take this Metzger Financial Services timeout. Welcome back to the Elida Fieldhouse, where tonight the Lima Central Catholic Thunderbirds have come away with a district championship, defeating the Crestview Knights 48-44. It's our privilege to have head coach Sean Powell here this evening. Great victory for your team, a gritty win, tough win. I'd like to talk a little bit about the offensive display by Jordan Priddy and Jeff Williams to start with. They did a great job for you tonight.
Yeah, those are 2 talented kids. As a coach, sometimes you can overcoach talent. So I just try to get them guys in space. And like I told Jeff before the game today, go be great. You know, a kid as young as he is with the lack of experience when it comes to a district championship, he doesn't understand what's going on.
I was going to say, has he exceeded your expectations?
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. But the kid is good.
Yes.
And I knew he was from day one. So as a coach, you know, I try to teach him the small things, you know, being a good teammate, being on time, just the little stuff. Because when it comes to basketball, the kid has it.
Yes, but then you go to your veteran, a junior. You get him back next year, but Jordan Priddy, just so solid in all facets of the game.
Yes, Jordan Priddy, he's a fan favorite. Teammates, they love him. Such a great kid. It's easy for his teammates to play hard for him because as talented as he is, there's no prima donna in him or anything like that. He's a hard worker and all-around good kid.
And I'm going to tell you, I compared him to Jimmy Jackson during the contest. I hope that's okay because he lets the game come to him, but he's a leader out there as well.
Yes, that's a good comparison. I never thought of that.
Yeah. So secondly, though, I want to talk about the defense and the strategy that you implemented in the second half, and especially down the stretch with Dom McKee on Ren Sheets and Brady Parker helping out. You limited Ren Sheets to 2 points in the second half. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, wow.
He had 13 at halftime, ended with 15.
Yeah. In all honesty, we didn't make a big adjustment. We did go with Dom a little bit more in the second half.
Yeah, about 50 more pounds adjustment.
Yes, yes. But ever since Drew Peaster went out early in the season with a knee injury, we've been three-headed monster at the 5 position. And that allowed Dom to come up from the JV team and Andrew Baldoff to come up from the JV team. and get more minutes. And Xavier Purnell, he was out there tonight, and he played well early in the first half on him. And we just try to throw a lot of bodies at Sheets, man. He's a heck of a player down low, and his future is bright in this game. And just to watch him play the game, and as a low post player, the way he seals without the basketball.
We don't see that very often anymore, do we?
No. Somebody's been watching old film with him.
Yes, but your team and your big men did a great job on Ren Sheets, especially in the second half. Congratulations to you, Coach Powell, and your team. They're up there cutting the net down right now. I know you want to get out there and join them. But Tuesday night, you're at the show at the Stro now in the regional.
Wow.
That's exciting. Don't know who you're playing yet, Patrick Henry or Evergreen, but it's going to be a great game, and Lima Land's going to follow the T-Birds.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. That's going to do it for us tonight, and we would like to thank everyone who's helped us out. Our director has been Ken Rieker, our camera person, Peyton Gilliland, and for WSN, Kelly Getz and Nick Fraley back at the station. Elida High School, Dave Evans, the AD, I asked him how many contests he's had so far tournament-wise. He said this is number 12 out of 15. And for Evan Skilleter, I'm Dave Bowen. Until next time, may all of your jumpers hit nothing but the bottom of the net. So long, everybody.